came down. Well, you turn your baby man, driving the loudest car in the land.
It's time for the best podcast around. Grab a cold one, sit back, and enjoy the show. This is Corner Pub Sports.
Hey, this is Jason Martinez from 97.5 The Fanatic and the Stick to Hockey podcast, and you're listening to the drunkest, craziest motherfuckers this side of the Mississippi. Corner Pub Sports.
Corner Pub Sports.
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Fuck with my shit.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Corner Pub Sports coming at you live tonight on a Thursday night this time. We're doing a special time, special date this week, and we'll be back on Friday next week. But
Ain't $1 short.
it doesn't stop us from drinking beers, so there's that. We're back going for it.
It's been a long, short week.
It
I'm
has.
not even done.
There you go. So, guys, what are you guys drinking?
Fat Tire Traditional Amber Ale.
Yeah, Fat Tire. Nice.
Fat Tire.
Nothing wrong with that. What do you got there, Mikey? Voodoo Ranger. I can see Voodoo Ranger, and he's frozen. Awesome.
I'm back, right?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're back now. Voodoo Ranger. Was it Juice Haze?
Juicy, yep.
Juicy. And I'm doing a Sam Adams. I'll be switching over to probably something else. I don't know. What else is in there, Gary?
Fat Tire. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know what the bottles are.
That's actually a good question.
I don't know. What
I don't know either. I have no
Samuel
idea.
L. Jackson. This is the way I talk.
It'll get you drunk. So tonight on the show, we have some pretty cool stuff going on tonight. We have Kane Kalas, Harry Kalas' son, will be joining us.
Peterson's got the Not Your Father's Root Beer.
What was this?
Peterson, he's got Not Your Father's Root Beer. That he's drinking.
Nice. Oh, dude, I haven't had that in a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Dave, again, I'm not sure if I got a chance to tell you, but my condolences again, man. Cheers to you, bud.
Yeah, that's right. You weren't on last week. Yeah, Dave, we're still thinking of you, man. We didn't forget about you. What happened to you? No, I'm kidding. We're still thinking of you, brother. Polsky said that Kane is my long lost brother. So
this is true. I could see it.
Yeah, I can see it a little bit too. Only he knows his dad, so there's that. So tonight, yeah.
I was going to say, but both your dads are kind of no longer in your life.
Yeah, no, neither one. That's true too. Yeah, it's true. Dave, where is it? Dave,
there's a difference. There's a big difference. What the fuck?
It's true.
His dad was a legend, and he died. Your dad's a slug and just chooses not to.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Sean,
throw some salt on him. Anyway, Jesus, let's get back to it. So tonight, we got Kane Kalas on. We're gonna talk some Phillies. Phillies heating up. The 10 games left. We're going into the home stretch.
They're on Fox right now. I got it right on over here.
Yeah, so it should be a good one. So, a good stretch here.
Yeah, how about that throw from Castellanos?
Castellanos, yeah. That was amazing.
Don't catch it! Don't catch it!
How does he not get the player of the game?
Yeah.
My Christ, 2 home runs and that phenomenal catch and throw. Man, oh man.
Apparently Stubbs is yelling at him, "Don't catch it. Let it go."
Yeah, that was a great play. It was a great play.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy was at third base, man. Like he's a runner.
Yeah,
Like they got lucky,
they did.
but that's what happens. You get lucky sometimes. You don't.
Yep.
And when the Braves were here, like this, they did the same thing.
Yep.
But only the Phillies were on the losing end.
Mm-hmm.
The Phillies come back, tie it up, and then they end up losing.
Yeah.
But all that being said, like the Phillies are in the Braves' head. The Phillies can go with this team. There's not many teams in the league that can go with the Braves, but the Phillies absolutely 100% can.
They've been fighting with them, man. Even last week, like first of all, let's remember, there's no ghost runner and extra innings in the playoffs. Okay, so get that out of the way.
Stupidest fucking rule ever.
So they lost 2 games. I mean, I'm not going to say they lost 2 games because of that, because both games the one game they had the big lead. No, I'm sorry. In the first series, they came back on them twice and lost. This time, the Braves came back on the Phillies. The Phillies, thanks to the Castellanos throw, got out of the jam in the 9th and then won it in the 10th. So,
but if you don't put yourself in that position, then that ghost runner doesn't matter. Like, don't put yourself in that position.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, their bullpen's not. I'm still a little worried.
But in the beginning of the season, the bats weren't going and the bullpen was hot.
And now it's the opposite.
Yes,
right?
The bullpen will come around.
Scott Air just chimed in and said,
"You gonna want to swing at a fucking 95-mile-an-hour fastball in the middle of October?" No.
Yeah.
No.
Scott Air just said there should never be a runner to start at second. That's travel ball shit, and he's 100% right.
Yeah,
so look, I
that's Pop Warner shit.
Actually, Scott, do you like the well, he was a pitcher. He probably hates it. I was gonna say the pitch clock. I don't mind the pitch clock because I was tired of watching guys adjust their batting gloves 17 times in a bat, and it has sped up the game, which, And
another thing, hey, Kimbrel, instead of checking in the fridge for the last beer, how about you check a fucking runner? Like, check the fucking runner.
He never.
Like, what the fuck?
He never looks.
I know that pisses me off.
He does.
Wow. You know what? And he should. And it's good for the game. It is.
He said they were taught to get the ball and throw it.
Yeah.
He's right. Peterson said, "I'm the bastard son of 1,000 maniacs. My mother was a for hire friend, so dad could have been anyone I passed on the street. One less Christmas card I have to send." He said, "I've been asking the same question for years. Dad who?" So back to
that. I'm sorry.
Like, what the fuck?
Back to baseball. Eric said it's Mark Burley style. Just get the ball, throw it, and I mean,
check the fucking runner.
Scherzer was doing a pretty good job of basically speeding it up, and Cliff Lee was always good at that too.
Yeah,
Cliff Lee was a good quick pitcher, but yeah, I mean, I don't mind that part, but yeah, the man at second thing's got to go.
Ridiculous.
Because you lost a few games because of it. You won a few games because of it too, but
you got to earn the right to be on the base. You don't just get put on a fucking base.
Like
I think it sucks, but I get them them not wanting 30-inning games in the middle of July.
That was fun though.
But that's baseball. Yeah,
that was fun. 15th inning, dramatics. You got a position player on the mound because you're running out of. You have to use some strategy. You already got rid of the DH.
Yep.
So you already got rid of double switches.
But they weren't. They did the baseball was not appealing to the younger crowd because it was taking too long.
So, but extra innings is
But that's what
every inning's so exciting.
It's funny because football's over 3 hours long.
Football's the longest sport now.
MLB was sped up to appeal to the younger crowd to get more people with asses in the seats. Mm-hmm. It's always about money.
Basketball, hockey are 2.5 hours. Baseball is just under 3, and football's 3.5 hours. Yeah. Yet no one complains about football's length.
Well, football's total contact all through the entire game.
It's not. Hockey's total contact through the whole game. Football, there's contact once every 40 seconds.
Yeah, there's a lot of time in between. You know what I think it is?
I think we're on Neanderthals. And it's the. You know what I mean? Like, you forget how slow it is because you just want to see that next play, and you're gearing up for the next play, and then you're not thinking, you're thinking about other stuff. and you just want to see the guys hit each other, but you forget.
I'll tell you what,
it takes
like
so long in between 40 seconds in between each play.
watching football with friends is cool because you can kind of talk about the play that just happened in between plays and stuff like that. Watching football at home by yourself,
I talk to myself.
in between, yeah, it's boring. Like you're kind of like, all right, let's get the next play going. We're sitting on the phone texting with each other about the play we're all watching.
Yeah, that's very true. There's definitely truth. I mean, without a doubt, there's definitely truth to that.
Which one of us hasn't been a fucking armchair quarterback?
Every one of us.
Absolutely.
But anyway, you know what? Since we're talking about Phillies, let's stick with the Phillies, and then we'll play the interview with Kane.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit before the show, or maybe on the show, but the Castellanos throw.
Yeah, it was on the show, Mike. It was 5 minutes ago.
I've been drinking.
Fuck you, Joe. I do it myself.
What the fuck, Mike? We just talked about that.
Yeah. So now you have the Mets.
Look, it's Thursday. I'm off my game.
I got you.
You have the Mets for 3, then you have the Pirates, and then you have the Mets again to close out the season. So
is one of them a 4-game series, or there's 10 left, right?
Yeah,
so
the
Mets
Mets
for 4
games. Yeah, Mets are 4 game. And then that's it. So
the Mets are 4 games this series because they're starting Thursday.
I think this series is 4. Yeah.
But I mean, that should be 10 wins.
10 wins? Come on, Garrett.
10 wins.
You win 7 out of 3.
Yeah,
You don't even have to win 7 out of 3. If they win half those games, it doesn't matter. Like, they're in the playoffs at this point. Like, if they have a 4.5 game lead with 10 to go.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, they're getting in. Like, do you think what's it, 2.5? Is it 4? It's 4.5 now. Okay, so I know it was 2.5 lead on the next team yesterday.
Giggity.
Yeah. Well, no, it's 4. I think this morning when I looked, it was 4.5. I don't know.
4.5 to get into the playoffs, but 2.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, exactly. The Marlins are starting to fall a little bit. The Cubs are starting to lose. The Giants, I think, are pretty much done. They lost 7 in a row, so they might be going out. The Reds, the Diamondbacks are staying kind of hot right now. So those are probably the 2 teams you're looking at right now. But we'll see. The next 10 games is going to decide a lot. So what do you guys think about Lorenzen going to the bullpen?
Have to do it for somebody, right?
I mean, since he had that no-hitter, he's struggled. Like it's been tough on him since then. Maybe
it's weird. The whole other than Wheeler, everybody's inconsistent.
Mm-hmm. Noel pitched good. Noel pitched good the last outing.
Yeah, I know. He's inconsistent. You don't know if I mean, they probably win 60%.
Jesus. He's frozen. He's frozen, yeah.
Over 50-50.
You keep freezing, Mike.
Like all the frustration with Nola and then the things that irritate you about him, you need him going into the playoffs. You do. You need him.
Polsky said Gary's beard looks stunning tonight because all you can see is your beard in the camera.
That's because I stood up.
There we go. There's better. That's more gooder.
Thanks, Polsky.
I was thinking that too. When you stood up, I looked at the screen. I'm like,
fuck it. Just leave it.
Can't see him.
Now I'm going to sit back down.
Well, it's fine. It's set up properly now. Sort of.
You still see me?
Yeah, we can still see you. Yeah, you're good. Polsky said, next time you freeze, flip the bird.
I don't want to freezing.
Yeah. Scott said we're doing shots at the bartending event. So actually, Scott,
yes, I was going to say about that.
Mike and Gary are both going to be there with me. So
is Ryan going?
No.
I'm not even going to get into that.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, the 3 of us will be there. So yeah, absolutely, we're gonna have a good time. That's only a few weeks away. Oh my God.
What's it? The 8th,
October
right?
8th. Yeah, October 8th. Darren Dalton Foundation at a live casino. Yeah, should be a good time. I'm looking forward to it big time. So, yeah, yes. Peterson said you don't know which Noel is going to show up, and he's right about that. I mean, like you said, Wheeler's the only consistent guy.
You need Noel in the playoffs, though.
If you don't get a good Noel in the playoffs, forget it.
Last year in the playoffs,
I mean,
and he was sporadic during regular season last season as well.
Towards the end of the last season, because that was the anomaly, because he was always September struggles.
Yes.
And last year in September, he actually pitched pretty well.
Yes.
So we'll see if maybe in the playoffs
he'll be okay.
Yeah, I hope so.
He'll be okay.
Suarez has been up and down,
but he's battled injuries.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing about the bullpen too. You got Alvarado who's struggling a little bit here and there. He actually had a 1-2-3 last night against the Braves.
And last year, Alvarado and Dominguez lights out.
Yeah, Dominguez has come back from injury. Basically, Hoffman's been
He's had one game where he gave up runs. One game. It was last night or the night before.
Well, one game since when? His ERA wasn't 0 before that.
No. But it was a few games. It's quite a few.
Yeah. He's been
solid.
He's been really solid for him. Yeah. He's almost been this version's of Scott Air.
No, he reminds me of Dave West.
David West, yeah.
That's what he reminds me of.
Shit, I hope it doesn't end the same. I had to. It's too easy.
What the fuck?
That damn vet, man. That damn vet turf.
West went north.
West went north. What the fuck, man? All right. I think we gotta play back our interview with Kane. So we got to talk to Harry Kalas' son, Kane Kalas, a couple nights ago. We had a really good time in chatting with him, talking about poker, big time poker player. I knew he was involved with poker quite a bit. I had no idea how involved with poker he was.
Oh, yeah, like he was doing it for a living.
Like World Series, like he's in the World Series poker.
Thousands.
Yeah, he'll tell it a story.
There's this. Yeah, you got to hang out for the pretzel part.
Yeah, the pretzel thing is pretty cool. Dave Peterson said, "I want to set the record straight here. The Phillies are going to the series, and the Eagles will be popping corks in Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas."
Wow! All right, Dave. I like your confidence.
Dave, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I like the enthusiasm as well, but
it was encouraging though that the Phillies were able to stick with the Braves in the last 6 games. They really did stick with them, and so it's an encouraging sign for sure. I know the Braves kind of took the foot off the gas a little bit, but the other thing is, the other thing is that I forget what I was going to say now because you fucking comment. God damn it! Their bats get going, and they're popping home runs left and right. Once they do that, man, they're going to be hard to beat. And remember last year going to the playoffs against the Cardinals, we weren't 100% sure they were going to win that series.
The Atlanta Braves are going to cause damage.
Yeah.
You're going to get damage from the Atlanta Braves. You got to do your best to minimize the damage that they cause. Mm-hmm. But the same with us.
You're going to give up home runs.
Same with us.
Matt Olson, you're going to give up home run to Matt Olson. Acuna's going to kill you. Just minimize it.
Yes.
Hold them. If you hold them, below 5 or something.
Right.
I guess Mark wants to hear it. He said, "Bats, Jobu."
Fuck you, Jobu. I do it myself.
Sean's got the baby blue going. The Phil's got the baby blue going tonight. Solid.
Yeah. Throwback Thursday, man. I got a Schmitty on.
Nice.
Schmitty jersey.
You got a zip jersey up. All right.
It's a zip up too.
That's what Pete Rose said.
Oh, good for you.
All right, so let's do it. Here's the interview with Mr. Kane Kalas. This was a really good time that we had with him. It's about a half hour long, so hope you guys enjoy it. And here you go. We are here with Kane Kalas. This should be fun. I've been looking forward to this for a little bit of time here. Actually, Kane and I met you last October at the Darren Dalton Foundation at Casino Live in Philly. I'll be attending again this year. I don't know if you're planning on it.
Awesome. Yeah. No, that's a great event they do at Live with Darren Dalton Foundation, a celebrity bartending event. I'm not going to make it this year because I got a wedding in Peru to go to, but have a blast.
Peru, yeah. Peru or
that's awesome. But it was such a pleasure talking to you then, and I knew I had to get you on the show. And thanks so much for taking the time out and talking to us today.
Yeah, of course.
So I didn't realize you kind of snuck this one in there. You just came out with an album a couple months ago. High Hopes.
I did.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Tell us about it.
I released the album in April. Here it is, right here. It's called High Hopes, and it's a dedication to my father, Kane Kalas, and the city of Philadelphia. And it's actually a project that I worked on for several years leading up to it. I mean, I really went all out here because I wanted the quality of the music to be as good as possible. And so, you know, I've been singing my whole life. My father loved to sing. What's great about the album is every single song on the album had a unique, special meaning to Dad. And so if you buy a physical copy of the album, you'll have like a little booklet that breaks down exactly how each song related to my father. And it's standards, it's jazz, it's like Sinatra type stuff, really, really great stuff. It was so much fun to do. And then in honoring Philadelphia, I hired all local, all tri-state area musicians. I mean, these guys are phenomenal. I hired over 50 local musicians, and these are just some really, really fantastic jazz and standard players. So you guys should really check it out. You can buy it at kanekalas.com. It's also available for streaming anywhere you stream your music. Kane Kalas, High Hopes.
That's awesome. Kane, obviously, I mean, the good voice, the voice is in the genes, right? But how old are you when you said, "Wow, you know what? I think I could be a crooner. I can wail out some songs here." Like, how, you know, at what point did you think singing was going to be something something you can do?
So I didn't really sing much at all until I got to middle school, and then I went to a small private middle school in media called Benchmark, and it was so small that they forced you to be part of the musical. I'm like, well, if they're going to force me to do this, you know, I guess I better try to do it well. I went and got voice lessons, and the rest was history. I found a classical coach and developed kind of a classical singing style, and yeah, that was awesome. But in making this album, you know, singing standards and singing jazz, it's a little bit more like on the popular music side than classical, you know, and so it was a very unique experience, kind of learning the differences in terms of performing that style of music versus what I was accustomed to, which was classical music, opera, and musical theater.
That's awesome. And like, so you said your dad loved to sing. But did he like play anything, or did he just sing? I don't know if he played any instruments or anything like that. And if not, like, yeah.
No, he didn't play any instruments. Neither do I. I tried to play the violin and piano, but not in our blood, I guess. But the voice, the singing voice, and the love for entertaining and performing it is. And so that's why a lot of these songs, like, you know, On the Way to Cape May, I probably heard my dad sing that song every day of my life. I mean, he would just walk around the house humming that song. He used to go to a local piano bar and he'd sing. He loved Guys and Dolls. He'd sing a lot of Guys and Dolls. That's why there's a number of songs from the musical Guys and Dolls on the album, including the eponymous title called Guys and Dolls, where I'm joined by two singers, Lou Brody, a very local, talented musician, but also Joe Conklin, the comedian, makes a debut, his singing debut, I guess, on an album, in my album. We also have the Eagles victory song on there, Fly Eagles Fly, and we got a nice little voiceover from Merrill Reese in the beginning of that. So it's really cool how many people got involved.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
So you're still local then, right?
I live in Puerto Rico, but I do spend a lot of time in Philadelphia. I come back there. I did all my recording in Philadelphia for the album, and then I come back there to sing at Phillies games frequently, and I still have a lot of friends and family in the area.
So do you you don't own a home there? You just kind of have either friends, family and friends, or, you know, just kind of lodge it?
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever I'm in Philly, I just stay with friends, whatever, catch up, you know. I prefer that, you know, just come back and catch up with my friends. It's always nice to stay with them. It gives me more time to do that.
I love the fact that the Phillies have you come back every home opener pretty much and you know, sing either the national anthem or God Bless America, whatever it may be at that time, and especially out with the statue next to your dad. The Phillies do a lot of things really the right way, I should say, and that's one thing they definitely do, and it's emotional because he, you know, don't have to tell you, but he meant a lot to the city and a lot of Phillies fans, and he's a voice of our generation and many generations. So it's still pretty cool that they don't forget that and they keep that going.
It's awesome. It's awesome. And you know what else they haven't forgotten is, my father singing High Hopes after every home win. I mean, that's just such an unbelievable, it's such an amazing tradition. For sure. And it makes me even more motivated whenever I'm in town to want to go to the games and to root even harder for the Phils to win, so that I could see my dad on that big screen, performing High Hopes as he loved to do and as he loved to entertain. But yeah, it's been 9 consecutive years that I've done the home opener for the Phillies, and then for even longer than that, they've been inviting me whenever they make the playoffs to come and sing. And I had the honor and the privilege of singing at the World Series last year, which was an unbelievable experience. It was the first time I'd ever done that. It was totally electric, and it was so much fun. But I actually, in the process of making High Hopes, the album, I made a little mini documentary about the purpose of the album, but also my dad and the city of Philadelphia and what he meant to the city of Philadelphia and how this relates to him. And you can go on YouTube and check that out on my YouTube channel. It's called High Hopes Remembering a Legend is the name of the documentary.
That's awesome. Well, hopefully they have you back in a few weeks, because they have a 99%.
Did you book your flight yet?
Yeah, they're making the playoffs, so.
They are. It's an exciting time. We kind of fared our own in a few of those games against the Braves, but it's, once we get deeper into the playoffs, I'm a little concerned that it might be tough. Last year we kind of just glided our way through to the World Series, no problem. We had very little resistance from first the Cardinals, then the Padres, and the Braves, right? So hopefully we could do that again. It would be amazing.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, sure.
So this is crazy. I had no idea until I guess a couple months ago when I was talking to you, and you're like, "Hey, I can't do it this time. Maybe in a couple months because I'm doing the World Series of Poker." I was like, "Wait, what?"
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You're a big time gambler, huh?
This is definitely something in Mike and I's wheelhouse. We love Texas Hold'em, and there's so many questions, but like I had no idea. Like you won the biggest televised pot ever, 2.1 something around that.
2.17 million. Yeah, that was in 2018. I think since then there have been larger televised pots. But yeah, that was a game, a cash game, part of the Triton series of poker in Montenegro, and that was such a cool experience because I was playing in that game with so many of the legends of the game: Phil Ivey, Patrick Antonius, Daniel Jungleman Cates, Nikita Badziakowski, who's one of the toughest players from Belarus, all at the table. Tom Dwan. So it was a hell of an experience, and the reason why I was able to play in that game because at the high stakes in poker, there's a lot of kind of politics involved in who gets a seat in the game, who is able to play. And I played poker for a living for over 10 years. Was very successful at it, but ultimately in around 2018, I moved on to investing, and part of the reason why I made that my primary way I make my living today is because it just became very hard to get into some of the best poker games in the world. Once they know you're a talented, good player, you're just shut out of a lot of those games. But fortunately, with this game at Triton, they reached out to me to broadcast the Triton series of poker. It was actually the first time they were doing a live stream. And I said, yeah, I'd love to do it, but I want a seat in the big game and at the end of the series. And they agreed to that. And so I was able to get a seat in that game and play and make a very memorable, televised poker moment, I think. So it was great.
So that's interesting that you're talking about the fact that there's so much politics that like when you get good enough, they shut you out. Like the best players don't want to play against like players that are not as well known, but really talented players. Is that kind of how it goes?
Unfortunately, what's happened in the poker community is it used to be, people just went to their casino and they played poker, and the people who, were the players at the game ran around, the players who don't play for a living, the amateurs. They would just go, some of them wanted to play high stakes, and so there would be high stakes games running in the casino. What happened over time is you had people who made a living by kind of poaching those players out of the casino games, running their own private game, and then tailoring the game to not be as difficult. So now the amateur likes that because he's losing less money less quickly. You also have more of a party environment there in these private games, so the amateur likes that as well. And so basically people have kind of taken the players who are the fun players and from the ecosystem, remove them from the ecosystem, put them in private games. And then if you're a professional, the only way you can get into this game is one, if you're running the game, or two, if you're going to bring another fun player into the game, right? And so that's really it's really become kind of I didn't really want to be part of that for a couple reasons. The main one is that I do have people in my network who enjoy playing poker who are wealthy, but they play reasonable stakes, and I don't want to push them to play a game that's bigger than what they would play, because they're fun players, they're amateur players, and they're my friends, and I would never want to be in a situation where I'm encouraging my friends to do something where I know they're going to lose money, right? So that's number one. Number two, there's a lot of shadiness that goes on in the private games. When a casino is hosting a game, you can be pretty sure that it's a legit game. Whereas in these private games, a lot of times, there's marked cards, there's actually decks that have RFID readers in them where other ways people can cheat. And so you got to be on the lookout for just so many things. And the rate in these games are astronomical. So there's a lot of issues with the private game scene.
Yeah, I'm sure. And it can get dangerous too, I'm sure, at times, you hear about stuff like that. Geez.
Certainly. Yeah.
Drinking involved and everything else. Yeah. It's I guess I have two things. First of all, World Series of Poker, I'm not particularly good at it, but that's a bucket list for me. Just going one time just to play it.
You want to play the main events or one of the side events?
No, I think I'd probably go for the main event. I'll survive as long as I can. Like, I wouldn't expect anything big out of it, but
I've played the main event every year since turning 21, and I've now cashed, I believe, 4 times. That would be 4 out of 13 times that I've entered the main events. The deepest finish I ever had was 115 in the main event. But these days, I really love the World Series Poker because as poker became more and more political, the way I described, I basically, in order to continue playing for a living, I had to basically learn every form of poker, because when I learned pot limit Omaha, the people were happy to have me in their game because I was just learning. I learned mixed games, 7-card stud and Omaha 8 or better. They were happy to have me in their game because I was just learning. And also in mixed games, it's a smaller player pool, so it's actually a little easier to get a game at the higher stakes. And so what's great about the World Series of Poker is there's tournaments for all different types of games, all different buy-in levels, tournament for everybody. So when I'm out there, I'm just concentrating on poker for basically 2 months. It's basically a 6 to 7 week thing. Most people don't know this, but there are like 90 some or 100 World Series of Poker tournaments during that time period. And so I try to grind really hard while I'm out there, and I just have so much fun doing it. Yeah, even though it's no longer the primary way that I make a living these days, it's still good supplemental income, and I love just staying sharp with it.
So 2.17 million, like what's going through your mind as you are playing a hand that's worth 2.17? Did you have like the nuts, or did you like, was it like, what are you thinking while you're in a hand like that?
I turned the effective nuts. It was a really interesting spot because somebody ranked Jason Kuhn raised, who's a fantastic player. Somebody else called pre-flop, another, maybe the best player in the game, one of the best players in the world at the time, Nikita Batsikowski. I re-raised with pocket tens. Then Jason Kuhn came back over the top. Nikita Batsikowski folded. I called, so now it's heads up. And the board came 3 low cards. I think it was like 3, 4, 6, something like that. And
right, you're feeling good about the fact that your tens are holding up.
Well, I'm feeling pretty good because he could play ace king that way. He could be bluffing that way pre-flop, but then he can also have pocket queens, pocket kings, and pocket aces. So it's a little bit dicey here, right? But it's still an overpair. I'm not going anywhere, right? So I check, and he continuation bets. I called. and then the turn comes to 10. So we make the effective nuts, right? He could have a straight or something, but I check. He bets again, and we just call. Our hand is basically very, very strong. There's no reason to be raising here. And then the river came an ace, and it turns out he rivered a pair of aces, and I checked. He shoved all in for value, and I beat him into the pot with my set of tens. Yeah.
Well, and he's got to be looking at it like there's nothing, there's no pair on the boards. Like the only thing that's going to beat him is the trips.
My hand really looked like pocket jacks or pocket queens to him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he had a queen in his hand, which makes me having pocket queens less likely, but maybe a hand like pocket jacks. Maybe I could even have pocket kings and just call pre-flop. Probably not. Probably would have gone all in, but I think in his head, I have pocket jacks, pocket queens, and he was going for the value bet on the river.
Oh man,
that's
I can't imagine.
What's like? Is there a pit in your stomach? I mean, like you technically could lose that hand. You could have pocket aces and tripped off aces on you.
I was very confident. Yeah, that's true. That's the most likely hand that beats me, right? He could have rip, but there's just never any folding. I mean, my hand's so strong. I was expecting to see a bluff because the board ran out pretty favorable for him to bluff. When that ace comes on the river, because I just don't play many aces that way. Like he'd expect me to fold ace king on if not the flop, the turn most likely. He'd expect me to fold ace queen. So when the river comes an ace, I'm kind of licking my chops, thinking if he has a bluff, with a good hand to bluff here would be like 7-8, right? Let's say he had 7-8, he flopped a gut shot, he turned a double gutter, and then he just completely whiffed on the river. The ace, great card for him to bluff. So I was pretty happy to put my chips in the pot. And as soon as he shoved, he was value betting. But because I snap called, he knew that his ace queen wasn't good at that point.
Yeah.
So we all remember. Well, I mean that's a hard one not to forget. But we all remember like hands we win, but it's always that one you lose that sticks with you. Do you have a really bad beat that kind of? I know I have to.
There's.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's one that. Well, okay. So the year I got 115th in the World Series of Poker main event, that was the year that another local guy, Joe McKeon, ended up winning the main event. I was actually at his table at the time with a third local guy from Philly who plays at Parks, more of a fun player, and I was kind of the table captain at this point in the game. I probably had a top 20 or 30 stack in the main event, so this was a huge spot to be in. I mean, first place in this thing this year, I think, was 8 million or something crazy, right? So every decision, every chip is just very important. And this other local guy who played with at Parks, I think he wanted to put his foot down at some point. And I'd been 3-betting, I'd been playing aggressive. So he raised, and I re-raised with pocket kings pre-flop, very deep, maybe about 90 big blinds deep, effective. I had about 130 big blinds. He had 92. Comes back to him. He just goes all in, right? So I snap called with my pocket kings, and he had ace 5 of spades. Oof. Boom. He hits the. I think he had hit an ace, and so that brought me way down, and it could have changed the course of history. Who knows?
Yeah. But they, chip in a chair, like you're never out, and you can never get too high, and but that's wow. That's pretty wild. I still can't get over the other story, man. That's nuts. I can't imagine what I would be feeling. Like you like to think you would have ice in your veins until you're in that spot and you're just not.
Yeah.
So one of the most interesting things I've seen at a poker table in terms of, for me, it's always fundamentals first, mathematical fundamentals first, live read second, but I was playing in a big game in Bobby's room against a couple of very strong players. So one was a very good online player who didn't have much live experience. And then another one was Sam Sovrel, who is a live professional poker player, very known for his ability to pick up reads on his opponents. And there was a spot where the two of them are in a hand, and the online player goes all in. Sam Sovrel's contemplating a call with a bluff catcher. He's just in the tank for minutes and minutes, and the guy's not giving him away. Sam's trying to talk to him. He's, the guy's just completely stony-faced, right? and a cocktail waitress walks by, and Sam's like, "Hey, can I have those pretzels?" And she's like, "Oh no, they're for somebody else." He's like, "Here's $200. Give me the pretzels." He takes them, opens up the pretzels. He takes a pretzel out and he chucks it at this guy. Right? He just chucks it at the guy who went all in. It hits him in the face, and the guy just sits there, stony face, after the pretzel hits him in the face. And Sam says, "I call," and Sam wins with a bluff catcher. Right? So I guess the read was that if the guy had a real hand, he would have reacted a little bit to the pretzel hitting him in the face. But I thought that was such a that could be out of the movie.
Wow.
Yeah, really. Yeah, the Oreo, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, definitely a different level of intelligence goes into the higher stakes, the higher level players in the world, because they're thinking how many steps ahead, as opposed to Mike and I, who we'll do a house game. We do okay. We think we know how to play, but
not against. Yeah, I mean, if I go to parks, I'm not fair. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not quite there yet. Well, I mean, I may never be there. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'm pretty good with math, but I'm not with I can't run the numbers the way that the professionals can. And I guess the other question is like, how often do you get a read off of someone? Like
a physical read, a live read. Most of the time, you don't have that information. Most of the time, you're making decisions based on frequency reads. So what that means is they should be opening under the gun in a 6-handed game with, let's say, 18% of hands, 17% of hands, but instead they're opening under the gun with 25% of hands. So my read there is that their range is going to be too wide, right? Maybe I see them. Something very common is amateurs tend to underbluff the river, just in general. So if I see a hand where they bet the flop, they bet the turn, and then on the river they check with a hand back with a hand that could never win a showdown, and that also is a hand they should be bluffing with, right? Then I'm going to take that as a read. Whereas next time, we make it to the river, they go all in. Even if I have a very strong hand, now I'm thinking, wait a second, you might not ever be bluffing here, right? Yeah. So those are the main reads. But then you can pick up on live reads, specifically when you're playing with amateurs and when you're playing with people who are really emotionally invested in what will happen in the game. A lot of professionals, have done it for so long that that emotional investment, they're not emotionally tied to any outcome in any one hand, so you're not going to get the same type of reads. One I like to use is, especially among amateurs, is let's say somebody raises in a tournament, and I'm trying to figure out like how many chips they have, and they're kind of covering their chips, and I say, "Can I see your chips?" And then they kind of have their chips in a row, and they push them forward a bit towards the pot. What they're subtly indicating is, I'm ready to go all in. Yeah. And normally it's the opposite, right? Strong is weak, weak is strong. So normally I know that they're a little bit weaker when they do that and they push the chips forward.
I can kind of understand that. You're trying to, it's kind of like the reverse psychology thing. Like and then maybe they don't realize they're doing that.
Right. But the reason to come up with a read, it's very situation based, right? The way that people react, that same player could be in a cash game and a home game, and that read's not going to be there. The reads are going to be totally different, right? It's like, for whatever reason, when people are in tournaments, they're a little more buttoned up and they act differently. Whereas in a cash game, one of my favorite reads back in the day is if you're a professional and you raise pot and then you're like messing around on your phone or like looking at somebody who just texted you, even though that seems like you're saying you're weak, it actually is weak because you're just in the grind. You're not thinking about what you're doing. You're just kind of in grind mode now. Whereas the guy in the tournament, he's thinking, okay, what should I be? How should I be acting right now? What should I be doing? Right. The other one is just an authentic reaction. He saw something on his phone. If he would have had pocket kings or pocket aces, he wouldn't be checking his phone. He'd be thinking about the hand, right? But because he was raising the jack 9 suited, he's like, okay, I'm gonna check out,
Let's see what happens. Let's see how this rolls out.
Let's see how the flop rolls out. Yeah, I'm not really too worried about it one way or the other. Like if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I'll just fold. Yeah.
Before we, I got one. I don't want to keep you too long, Kane. We really appreciate you taking the time out here and talking to us tonight. I have one more, and then Mike, I don't know if you have another one, but I guess for the listeners out there, who listened to your dad for all those years, do you have a maybe specific story that you like to share with the fans of Philadelphia about your dad? I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot there, but
no, that's a personal story I have is, Dad was beloved and known all over Philadelphia, but I think sometimes he didn't really realize how, when we were in public, everybody kind of knew who he was and everybody kind of paid attention because he would dress a certain way, obviously his voice, right? So we went to a teppanyaki restaurant called Hibachi at Springfield. I'm not sure if it's still there, but they're where they cook in front of you. It's a hibachi style restaurant, and it's me and me and my dad and I think one of my friends, and we're sitting at a table with other people, right? So Dad has no idea, but I noticed throughout the dinner, other people at the table are saying, "Oh, it's Harry Kalas. It's Harry Kalas." No, looking around and I'm seeing people at other tables. And the teppanyaki chef, finishes his thing and he says, "Thank you." And my dad, and I'm kind of young at this time, so I'm like, "Dad, don't do anything to embarrass me." My dad stands up and starts giving this teppanyaki chef a standing ovation. And I'm like, "Oh my God." But then I start looking around, everybody else is like, "Wait, Harry Kalas is standing up." And they start standing up. So now our whole table, other than me and my friend, is giving this guy a standing ovation. But then I look around the restaurant and all the other tables start standing up. So now the whole room must have been, 10 different tables is all standing up, just giving a standing ovation to this sushi chef, this teppanyaki chef. So yeah, that was pretty fun.
I told you when I met you last year the story, and I've talked about it on the show many times. But I was down in Clearwater. I actually got into an elevator, and he walked in. You're how old, Kane?
34.
You're 34, yeah. So you were pretty young. I was 16 or so. I'm 42, so you were pretty young at the time. I think you were there though, because I think you were down there with him, if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember I met you and he the very next day. Well, anyway, he gets on the elevator and I'm looking over. I'm like, "Nah, there's no way. And he gets off and the door's open. "Have a nice day." And I'm like, "Oh no!" And the door's shut. I was so upset. I'm like, "No, you idiot! You were just on the elevator." And then we ran into you guys the next day in the parking lot, and he just sat there and talked to us for like 10, 15 minutes about the Phillies, about whatever. It was me and my grandfather. It was such an awesome experience, and that was my one and only time, getting to talk to him, and I enjoyed every second of it.
My dad just loved the fans. I mean, some people who are more like in the spotlight or who have like some celebrity status, like they might pretend to love the fans. My dad just loved the city. He loved sports. He loved the fans, and it was legitimate. It was to the point where if I went to the ballpark, I could drive with my dad, even though he showed up an hour before the game to get ready, an hour and a half before the game. That was fine. But getting home, I had to get my mother to pick me up because Dad would stay and sign every last autograph and talk to her. I mean, it would be, midnight, 1 a.m. by the time he got out of there. When he used to, after the game, he would wait and sign every single last autograph until the very end. Even at the end, he was dealing with some health problems, and he just loved it. He just loved Philadelphia sports, loved the fans, and I learned a lot from that. He was a great example in the way to treat people.
That's great. Yeah, I mean they kept that under wraps a little bit, like anything going on with his health problems. But he did get to call that World Series game. How was that?
Internet. Okay, Mike, do it again.
Sorry. Yeah, I said, how was his experience in the World Series?
Yeah. So it wasn't the Phillies keeping it under wraps as much as my dad. I mean, my dad was the kind of guy who didn't matter what was going on with him medically. He said, "Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry about it." I'm like, "Dad, I don't know. You look a little bit under the weather. Maybe see a doctor." So it was really him. He just lived for sports. He just wanted to keep going, and he just never really thought about it in that way. Apparently, I read a study that men are less likely to go to the doctor than women, right? So my dad's like, "I just want to go watch the game. I just want to go call the game," But the World Series was unbelievable. It was especially cool because my brother Todd, who was a reporter for the Rays at the time, was in town for that World Series. And so you had father and son, and I think they actually got to broadcast an inning on air together. But then in the end, the victory from the Phillies, I mean, it was just pure euphoria for my dad because it had been so many seasons. It had been so long since the Phillies were competitive at that point, right? And every year, I mean, it didn't matter. There were some years where we had no chance going into the season, right? I remember I must have been like 9 or 10 at the time, but there was one season where our catcher was Johnny Estrada, and we had Desi Rolliford at short. We just weren't going to score any runs, right? And going into the season, I was like, Dad, how are you feeling? He's like, I feel great, son. I think we're going to get it done. I think we can win the division. I'm like, what are you talking about? But he was just an eternal optimist.
That's great.
And the players loved him. So we've had quite a few players from the 08 team and players from the 93 team, Wes Chamberlain, obviously, who was at the event last year as well. A couple other guys from that team, but they all had nothing but great things to say about him and great experiences and share some stories. So,
yeah.
Kane, I guess the other question that I have is, like, how was it growing up with the celebrity dad, not only from everybody recognizing him, but from him not being around all the time? Did you find that a struggle?
I mean, I always would have liked more time with my dad, and but I'd say that Dad did a fantastic job when he was around. Just
that's awesome. Spending
family time, it's like he never missed like one of my musicals when I was growing up, and then I started to have success in poker shortly before he passed away. I was 20 years old when he passed away, and I was 18, 19 years old when I started to really ascend in the poker world. And so him following along with that was pretty cool and pretty fun to watch because my father enjoyed gambling, but he was a recreational gambler. He was a casual gambler. And so coming into it in his head, it's like, oh, my son's going down a very, very bad path here. And then to kind of watch him, you'd just hear him, say to my mom, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, Eileen. How could, at some point, it's bound to turn around. It's like, no, Dad, poker is different than other forms of gambling because you're playing against the other players. It's not the same as playing roulette or blackjack or anything else. So it was cool to get that. But he was a great dad, and he really did love, all of his sons a lot.
That's awesome. Well, Kane, we appreciate it so much. And one more time for the people, they can get your album, High Hopes, at Kane Kalas.
Yeah, High Hopes, KaneKalas.com. Follow me on social media. I'm Kane Kalas everywhere. And in addition, you can stream it anywhere you stream your music, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere. And then in addition to that, check out my YouTube channel. Go check out that documentary, High Hopes, Remembering a Legend. If for whatever reason it hasn't gotten as many views as I would have expected, but it's really cool. It's a short 20-minute documentary about my dad, what he meant to the city. A bunch of Philly alumni are in it in the documentary. Ricky Patalico, Larry Boa, Larry Anderson. So yeah, make sure you go check.
Yeah, we'll have to share that as well on our page and stuff too for you. So
Kane, I got one.
Yeah.
Like I honest to God, this was not planned. I sit here anytime that I do online. My sister got this for me as a Christmas gift years ago. It's hanging on the wall within reach of where I do the show.
But it's all
it's all his quotes. It starts with like the high hopes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, love that. What did you guys have a favorite call from my dad?
Oh man. So I was a little young, but going back and listening to it, the raw emotion in his voice for Michael Jack's 500 was awesome. You know what? I'm gonna go with the doubleheader win at the Padres, Mitch Williams, 1993, Mitchie Poo. I just love that.
That's a great one.
Yeah,
that's a great one. That's a classic.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the go-to, I had it as my ringtone, the World Series call, but that's too easy. I think I would go, second would be the Chase Utley, "You Are the Man" call. Chase Utley was one of my favorite players, and
That's a great one. Where he just scored from first base, right?
You are the man. And we always loved like, whenever I've seen Mickey Morandini several times over the years, and anytime I see him, I just think of your dad. Morandini, the way he would say it, like I know I'm like I don't even insult. Like I hope I'm not insulting you by trying to impersonate your dad.
Not at all. That was pretty good.
But the way he would do that, pronunciate it, and so it was just so awesome, man. It was just
Yeah. My favorite call was Tomey's 400 because he kind of crescendos into it throughout the call, and you could tell he's just so excited. Tomey was beloved in the clubhouse.
For sure.
And so when that happened, you could tell my dad was just so euphoric for him on a personal level. And I think the call was, could it be? Could it be? It is out of here. And I just love the build up to that.
That's great.
That's awesome.
So
man. Yeah. Well, Kane, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, this is awesome, man. Great interview.
This was a great time.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
We really appreciate it, and hopefully the fans will like it as well. So go check out Kane's album. Go check out the YouTube video. We're going to reshare that. And
for sure.
Thank you so much, man.
Good stuff. Thank you, guys. Go Phils.
I wish you luck with poker, but I don't know if you need it.
Go Phils and go Birds.
Yeah,
know right now.
That's right.
Yeah, you got to love it. Got to love it.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
So there it was, the interview that Mike and I got to do with Mr. Kane Kalas.
Well done, man.
Thanks, man.
Well done.
Dude, I got to be honest, I was beat on Tuesday night, and I thought I was start. I mean, there was a couple parts there, dude. Well. I felt like when I left, when I logged off that night, I went, oh, I fucked that interview up because I did not feel right. Like I just felt exhausted. Listening back, it was fine.
Well, Tuesdays suck.
No, and
like Mondays ain't bad, but
yeah,
Tuesdays
I'll tell you
suck.
what, this Thursday night feels like a fucking Friday to me.
Let's drink up.
Yeah. So we got a lot of comments here, man.
Well done, Mike.
Yeah,
Nice.
dude. Mike, I never got to really tell you, man.
The end of that, Mike, that question was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I thought that was a great question, dude, about his dad, and it was tough. A lot of comments coming in. Great interview, great segment. Ryan, the part timer, said it. That was awesome. Jonesy wants to know where the hell is Gary and Ryan. Well, Gary's here, but he just didn't do the interview with us.
Yeah, I was having a tough night that night.
And here it is, guys. Just so that you guys don't think I'm right there,
dude. You know what? I messed up, man. I should have showed him this. I should have showed the little Harry doll I had here.
Yeah, with your ball stains on it.
What, my ball? Why my ball?
You're rubbing your crock.
Stop. Jay said that was awesome. Kane is such a well-spoken, intelligent young man. Yes, he is. He really is, man. He's smart.
He does not seem like a 34-year-old guy. He carries himself like he's like 50.
I thought he was.
He's a pure professional.
I'm not saying it because he looks old. Because I don't think I look 42. I'm just, whatever. But I don't think I look 42. I didn't think he was that young. I thought he was a little older because I got to meet him last year, almost a year ago.
He just carries himself like an older guy.
Yeah, and this is the great part. So like, this is how I know he's a genuinely nice person, and his dad was the same way. I never got to meet Todd, but I haven't met Todd, I should say. But the thing was, like, when I met him, there was, I don't know, 300 people at this event, right? And him and I are talking. I told him the story when I met his dad, and and he's, oh, whatever, that's cool, because he sang the national anthem at the event, which is awesome. And he walks away.
I bet he's got some pipes.
Oh, he can sing. Oh, he dude, it's like operatic. Like, I'm not even gonna try. You got to listen to the album. It's pretty good. Maybe I'll play out a song tonight with that.
Hey, you got the album?
Well, no. Well, I can get a song on there. Yeah. So at the 45 minutes later, he comes back and he goes, "Hey, Sean, how you doing?" And I was like, "Dude," I was like, "Damn, man! Like, you met all these other people. You walked around, meet all these, and you come back and you remember my name. Like, I don't know. I thought that was awesome. Not to be like, oh." I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It just meant something. It was like, wow, that's pretty cool, but not for me. It says a lot about him.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it says a lot about him and his character and how he
that part where he was talking about where his dad just stayed till 1 a.m.
signing autographs
with fans.
Yeah.
Like that's, and his dad didn't care.
Oh, wow.
Call your mom. I'm going to be a while.
Pulsey said Sean's little brother. Yeah. Peterson said his favorite Harry call was Rob Demere's walk-off inside the park home run, April 13th, 2009.
Wow.
I don't remember Bob Demere.
You don't remember Bob Demere?
2009? No, he didn't play in 2009. I think you got the year wrong, Dave, because 2009 he wasn't.
He wasn't there.
Like 89 or something.
Yeah, Bob Demere did play for the Phillies, but you're going back.
Yeah, that's way back. I think you're talking like 89. But yeah, I don't remember that call, but I used to love it. Mickey Morandini. You know, like that whole emphasis on the name. Yeah. Oh, so you got to watch the and we did share it on our page. The documentary that he put together is pretty awesome. High Hopes, Honor a Legend, okay, and it's on YouTube. And it kind of shows him with his dad, and it's basically about the album and what, you know, how the album came to be, and it's pretty.
It's all Philly focused.
Absolutely, but there's one part where he is in the booth, where Kane's in the booth, and he's trying to do announcing, and it was Albert Pujols' rookie season, and they give him the sheet to read, and he goes, now batting, and Kane's probably like 12, Albert Pujols or something. And all the players start. Oh yeah, I'm trying to think. It was Was it Sarge or was it Wheels? I forget who was with Harry, but they start laughing at him like, "Oh, it's okay, son. It's Albert Pujols. You'll get." You know, he does the whole thing, and they're laughing. It's all right. It's good, but yeah. Again, check it out. High Hopes, the album, and go on YouTube and check out the documentary High Hopes. Yeah, he's fantastic. Fantastic interview. And again, I didn't feel like it was my best work personally. I just wasn't. I was out of it, man.
I thought you were fine, man.
Watching back, it was better. But
I just hate the fact that I'm saying and yeah, and like 6,000 times on it. But again, you
did that on the podcast too, so it doesn't matter.
Hepatitis like
I'm kidding, dude. I'm breaking your balls. 5 foot, Dave. You weren't even close. You said April 13th, 2009. Now I'm gonna call. No, fuck that. I'm calling him out on his.
Wait a minute.
Stats.
Is he drinking?
He should be drinking.
Is he drinking?
He should be. I hope he is. 5-15-89. They were down 2-0. Bottom of the 12th. He had a 3-run inside the park home run to win 3-2. I got to break his balls a little bit. He's always coming out with stats, and now he's completely wrong on this.
So what's he pulling them out of his ass? We have to fact check.
He could have been bullshitting us every time we just. Oh man, Dave's the best.
He might have been.
Stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt.
A little louder for people in the back.
You stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt.
No, I'm just kidding.
One more time for the ham and eggers.
We're just kidding.
They give your balls a tug, you tit fucker.
We're just kidding, Dave. We love you.
Well, he might be off his game because he's been going through some shit.
I know. I'm breaking his stones. I hope I'm making him laugh. Ryan said no, he's on herbal refreshments. All right. So we talked Phillies. We talked with Kane.
At least he's more tentative to our needs, you fuck.
Let's talk about the Eagles. Let's change gears here. Talk some Philadelphia Eagles. Let's recap the Minnesota game. Because we weren't right.
Like I picked the Eagles to lose this game.
Oh, we were on the air. We were on Thursday or Friday. We talked about the Vikings game last week.
Did we?
Yeah. Hope so. Yeah, we did a show on Friday.
Well, anyway, let's recap it.
They ran the ball.
Run the ball.
All
right. Run the ball.
No, we did. We did talk about the Vikings game. So, yeah. I mean, they just pounded the rock. I don't care how they did it. They found a way to win. They're 2-0. I don't care. Now we're going in to Tampa Bay on Monday Night Football.
And
Which, by the way,
Tampa Bay's not a pushover.
I think they are.
Their defense is tough, man.
I am not worried. Dude, I think the line's only 4.5, which is a disgrace. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. Dave said, by the way, the stat. That was the day the video uploaded. My bad. I second check and I'm wrong. I will tell you. Polsky said, during one of your blackouts. I think the line's only 4.5.
That's all it is right now.
That's
it's in Tampa.
I don't care. That's to me. That's low. That's low to me. Yeah, it's 4.5.
That's because the entire NFL season so far has been nothing but slop. It's nothing but slop.
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles plus 4.5.
Like we got the Eagles are 2-0, which is great. I'm not going to complain about it, but it's slop, dude. Like it's just slop.
It's a mess. There's so much going on in the NFL right now. Cam Akers gets traded.
Yep. Yeah, he gets traded to the Vikings.
Dallas looks fucking
Trayvon Diggs gets hurt. There's probably.
Yeah, Diggs is out for the season.
That's
the Cowboys cornerback out for the year.
That hurts Dallas.
Yeah, that news broke today. Tore his ACL during practice today. That's huge, man.
That hurts.
Look, we're holding our breath. Look at all the injuries. Aaron Rodgers, 4 plays into his Jets career.
Yeah, but fuck him.
I know. Before 4 plays into his Jets debut, and he messes up his leg. So here we go. Peterson. Yeah, can we address the ACL in the room? Diggs is gone. Yeah, I mean that's huge. That's huge for the Eagles.
ACL should just be called another cunt ligament. Because they're always getting blown.
I got it.
He beats pucks.
I don't know.
Another cunt ligament.
Oh my goodness.
It's that and the Achilles.
Barkley's hurt. Who else is out? Like there's
Barkley got a sprained ankle. Nick Chubb's injury was
he might not never play again.
Nick Chubb.
That's the same leg as he hurt in Georgia. Same injury.
3 tears in his knee.
Same injury in Georgia.
He's gonna need 2 surgeries, right?
Yeah, he might be done, dude. I don't. Wow, man. Well, there goes my one of my picks for my crystal ball.
Now he's Dick Slump. Dick Slump.
I had him as I think offensive player of the year or something, my crystal ball. So that's maybe I'm wrong. No, I had Justin Jefferson. Where did I have Nick Chubb? I had Nick Chubb at something.
Offensive player of the year?
No, I had Jefferson.
But didn't they get Kareem Hunt now?
Yeah, you know what? You might be right, Mike. I think I had Jefferson as MVP. And Chubb as which Jefferson's not going to win MVP. But I'm just throwing shit at the wall because a wide receiver, first of all, is not going to win MVP, especially for a team that's not that good. So I was just, so I'm just going to throw it. I'm just going to, let's retract the last 10 minutes. I'm going to throw it all out the window.
What I noticed about Minnesota, they're missing Dalvin Cook.
My article is a piece of shit. That's what my article is. It's a piece of shit. What are you saying, Gary?
The Minnesota Vikings, they're missing Dalvin Cook.
That was stupid.
You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit.
That's all I want to play right there. Piece of shit part.
Go down.
Yeah, I don't understand why they traded for Cam Akers to take us, but yeah, Dalvin Cook's a damn good running back. I don't understand why they got rid of him. Madison's not Dalvin Cook.
A damn good running back in that system.
Dalvin Cook?
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook's a talent. He can do everything. He's
not going to strive in New York.
Why not?
He's just not, dude. He's just not.
Maybe he hasn't yet. Breece Hall's been the guy.
But if Aaron Rodgers was there, okay.
Yeah,
he's
I don't know.
It's sad. It's a shame.
He's getting older though.
Yeah,
he's getting older. He's starting to
injuries.
Yeah. Dave Peterson, Monday night's injury to Nick Chubb. Oh my God, moment. Saw it live. It was brutal, dude. That when that knee came back, immediately. Immediately. I hope you don't have it because I wasn't watching the game. I was doing something else. I was about to turn it on, and actually, Callie wrote me. He goes, "I hope you don't have Nick Chubb in any fantasy leagues." I was like, "Yeah, I do," and I'm like, "Oh boy!" And I turned it on. I went, "Oh crap!" So what I did, go right to the waiver wire and picked up Jerome Ford. So and then And then Ford ends up going nuts. Oh, Scott Air and Ryan
like a rock.
Both said
like a rock.
Boom.
Yep.
Boom bomber. What's the score, Mike?
3-2. They Ranger gave the 2 runs right back. Couple like dink and dunk, hits just under gloves and stuff, but
can't lose to the Mets. You know what? It doesn't matter. 2 out of 3. You went 2 out of 3 against the Mets. You went
it's a 4-game series again.
Now you got to win 3 out of 4. You got to win 3 out of 4.
At home, you better. You should.
The Mets are playing a little bit. I'm good right now. Yeah. The Mets have been playing a little bit better though. Lately, towards the they wait till the end of the season. Like Brandon Nimmo's like hitting a little bit more. But it doesn't matter. And the Mets always play the Phillies tough. They just do. It's just that's the way it is. Yeah. Scotty, this is why you get Philadelphia, man. Mets suck. Absolutely.
That's right. So do the Giants. I don't know what they're up to right now, but they look terrible.
They lost 7 in a row.
Who did? The Mets did? The San Francisco Giants. I'm the New York Giants.
Oh, well, they suck too. Yeah. Yeah.
Anything with an NY in front of it is bullshit.
Did you hear that? All right.
No yank.
He's kind of off the mic. I couldn't really hear. I can hear.
I can hear. Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Fuck New York.
So let's talk about the Eagles game because we don't have all night. It's a week. It's a school night for some of us. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield. Like, has he rejuvenated his career, or is he just playing 2 shit teams in the first
playing
2
2
weeks?
shit teams.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, Mike. The Eagles get their defense back. Why don't we do that? Why don't we go Eagles defense taking on Tampa Bay's offense? What's his name? Rashid Jones. What's the running back name?
Rashad White. He's not bad.
Rashid Jones.
Rashid B. White.
Rashid B. White. I was close.
Yeah, you were very close.
I suck your dick. Ew.
I mean, I don't know. I was close.
Yeah.
Rashid White.
Rashid Jones. You said Rashid Jones. It's
Rashid Jones.
Rashad
White. First name.
Rashad White.
Jones.
Rashad.
Yeah.
Rashad. It's not even Rashid. It's Rashad. It's Rashad. I'm just going to call it
What's
Sheed.
his fucking first name? Ahmad?
Sheed.
Ahmad Rashad.
No, it's Sheed Jones. Sheed Cock Jones.
No, his first name's Rashad. Ahmad Rashad would have made his last names.
I know, Mike.
Jesus.
I'm being a douchebag.
I understand, but if you're going to be a douchebag, at least do it right.
I am doing it right.
Let's call him Sheed.
Yeah.
Another asshole. No.
So
that's the running back.
Sheed Jones.
You got Mike Evans, who all of a sudden decides, I want to play football now. Let me play football. He had a big week last week. Of course, I'm playing against him. He goes off for a couple tutties and over 100 yards last week. But again,
a couple to Dallas.
Look at the freaking look at who they're playing. Like they're playing nobody, man. Like Eagles defense is getting healthy. You got Blankenship, right? You said what was it? Blankenship,
Bradbury, and
Dean.
Blankenship.
No, Dean's out.
No, Gainwell.
Gainwell. Okay, so
they'll all be back.
Okay, so you're one of your starting corners is back and your safety's back. Okay,
that's very helpful.
Week 1, shitty weather. Okay, coordinator's first game. Week 2, you're taking on the best receiver in football, Justin Jefferson, with a banged up defense, and you won. Now's the time where you start to really see. Like, I know we're only 3 games in, but now's the time you got to start. Like, the excuses have to start going away a little bit. You're getting your guys back. You're playing a team that you should absolutely beat. I want to see the defense come up strong again. This week, I want to see them come up strong. The first week of the year against Mac Jones, they did. They played pretty well for the most part. Bend, don't break. They held them to 20 points. Hey, that's fine. You win. You hold a team to 20 points with this offense.
Sean, the defenses are seeing his first read. He's got to get to his second read quicker. When you're doing a read,
what are you talking about?
Jalen Hurts.
We're not talking about Hurts. We're talking about the other side of the ball.
Oh, well, all right. I'm sorry.
I'm not there. I'm talking about defense.
All right. I'm sorry.
Stop jumping. You're tooting your horn.
Pay attention.
I know.
He had that in his back pocket. He had
I
that in his
ain't- I ain't
back pocket
coming
all
next
ready,
week.
all
Why?
ready to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mike, I've been waiting 2 days to discuss that.
Well, you got to patient.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's a little
Ryan-
premature.
Yeah.
PE stuff going on there.
He starts to come and then he pulls out.
Yeah. Like hepatitis lights.
Yeah, we were joking around saying you look like you had jaundice in that interview with Kane. You're all yellow. I'm like, why? I'm like, look at him tonight. I'm like looking at the lobby. I'm like, look, he's clear as shit. Why was he yellow? That was weird. You were yellow in that interview. That was really strange. It's all good, man.
People are strange.
No,
when
fuck
you're
that
a
band.
strange.
Fuck that band
That's
too.
a great classical band, dude.
I don't like them.
I don't care. If
I don't like them a little bit.
I don't care.
Don't sing them. We don't sing the Doors on this show.
Sorry.
Don't do that either.
Sorry.
What happened to Gary's? What happened to Gary's sorry jar that Gary never put money in?
No, that was from me saying curse words.
I had to buy. I used it to buy the
No, it
kids.
was
Like,
for saying sorry for.
He put.
You couldn't even buy a stick of gum for as little as he put into that.
He used my sorry jar for Mr. Softy.
Yeah, we did. The kids wanted ice cream, so I emptied it out. I had to give the poor ice cream man a bunch of pennies. Was this fuck? That's all he was throwing in there. Some couple pennies here and there. It's supposed to be $1. Why are the pennies in here? Fucking asshole.
I was hoping for Rashad.
Get this through your head, you Jew motherfucker, you.
Rashad Penny.
Rashad Penny. Rashid White.
Rashid Penny.
Rashid Jones. Rashid Cock Jones.
Fucking Rashid Penny.
All right. Let's get back at it. Rashid. God. All right.
Rashid Penny.
So I don't know. I like the Eagles defense here. I don't know who the hell the Buccaneers' second wide receiver is.
Well, they got Evans. Isn't Godwin still there?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
duh.
Yes.
Jesus, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's 2 quality wide receivers.
Yeah,
man.
but Baker Mayfield's your quarterback. One concern I do have is that we hear all this about the defensive line. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot about Godwin. That was dumb. I forgot all about I forgot about Godwin. The defensive line is disappoint me a little bit.
Well, this week they're saying that Carter's starting and Fletcher Cox will rotate.
I don't care. You went against a backup center and a beat up offensive line of the Vikings last week, and you barely got to Kirk Cousins.
I'm
like
worried
you're,
a little bit.
you're pressuring them.
The defensive ends a little bit. Like Sweat's the only one that's done anything. Reddick hasn't done anything.
Reddick,
I haven't heard his name at all.
Oh, he's playing with a club on his hand too.
Yeah, but that shouldn't affect you getting to the quarterback, right? Like,
I mean, he's getting to him. He's just not sacking him.
Are you sure he's getting to him?
Yeah, he has a few times.
I haven't heard his name once this year yet, 2 games. Although last year he had no sacks in the first 2 games of the year as well. So
first 3,
2.
Wasn't it the
2.
first 3?
No, he has first, second, third game last year.
He better.
You want to talk about hold my hand?
He better adjust to that thing on his hand because that's going to be on there a good part of the season.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he's We'll see. We'll see how he turns out. I don't know how much pain he's in. He elected to not have surgery. He wanted to play through it. So, but if you're not going to be able to be effective,
well, apparently he was told he needed to miss 2 games. He said absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, I know we love it, but yeah, that's what he said. He didn't get going until that's what Ryan just said. He didn't get going until Game 3 last season.
Relax.
I know. I get it. I want to see this defense start getting at the quarterback though. This is the week to do it. Baker Mayfield is it.
There's so many new faces there showing there's a new coordinator. Like it could be week 5 before they start gelling.
Like they did get a strip sack last week though, right?
Yeah.
Against Cousins. So which was early in the game too. That was a big turnover. So that was good. But I want to see more pressure, man.
Their defense leads the league in turnovers.
I like the mini bye.
They have 8.
Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
I was going to say I like the mini bye. That's all right. The fact that they had this long, I think, bodes well for them.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised that this happened this way. That the schedule maker said, All right, Thursday, and you don't play against until Monday. Like, what? I guess it was almost like a reward because you only had 4 days from the first game. You know, like you had 4 days, you know, you're playing Sunday, late game Sunday, and then you got to travel back to Philly
for Thursday night,
which is, you know, you're only going down, you know, a couple, 5-hour ride, but still for Thursday night. And
still, you're not you're not practicing Monday.
No,
you're practicing Tuesday, maybe,
and a walk through Wednesday, and that's it.
it.
Yeah, that's rough, dude. That's really rough. So then instead you go, all right, well now we're gonna get 11 days off. Now we're gonna prep for the Buccaneers. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
not gonna ridicule them. I'm not gonna pull them apart because they're 2-0.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm happy they're 2-0.
And that's what we talked about last week. Like the people that were bitching about this team, like
shut the fuck up.
Seriously, you're not gonna come out looking like the Monstars.
How about you just say this? Hey, there's some concerns, but hey, we're 2-0.
All right. It'll be fine. Offensive side of the ball.
That's where there's more concern.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, hold on.
Well, I have a microphone and you don't.
So you will listen to every damn word I have to say.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What I'm noticing is the defense are seeing and picking up Jalen Hurts' first read. So in that case, he will adjust eventually, but he wasn't adjusting the first 2 games to get to his second read quicker. So they're seeing his first read. 100% they're seeing it.
Are they reading his eyes? Is that what you think?
My eyes!
I don't know if they're reading his eyes, Sean, but they know where he's going or what he's going to do on his first read. And by the time he gets to the second read, it's covered up.
Yeah.
So, it just has to progress a little bit faster. And he'll get there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true, but we also, we talked about this as a little bit of a concern that Hurts could regress a little bit this year because last year was his breakout year, and that's the year that they got the book on him.
Yeah. Yeah. Same thing we're saying about Brock Purdy, right?
Whoa.
No. That Brock Purdy had 7 unbelievable games last year, and
there was no book on him.
Teams had a chance to get a book on him,
but even that, like he was in the Super Bowl. So any team that's coming in to play against them, they're bringing their A game.
Yeah, but I got to tell you right now, like there's things about this offense that I think are. Look, I don't care how you win the game. I don't care about stats. I don't care if Jalen Hurts throws for 4,000 yards,
just win,
or throws for 3,000 or 2,000. I don't. Now I want him to have more touchdowns and interceptions, obviously, because that means you're not going to win, right?
Yeah,
that's the one stat, right? If you want to run the ball 35 times a game, I don't care. I don't care. Run the ball as much as you want. Play keep away. Play ugly football. I don't care.
You don't want your quarterback to run 35 times
No.
a game.
I'm saying I didn't say it. Did I say it?
No.
No, I said I want the team to run 30. Yeah. I don't care. I don't. Oh yeah, if your quarterback's running 35 times a game, that's not what I meant. I meant the running backs. I don't care. Win the game. That's all that matters. The W is the only thing that matters. And the other thing is, if you can preserve your key players through a long, vigorous season.
That's my next comment.
Which I think is why Penny has been kind of not.
I don't think he's getting the playbook, Sean, because they added another running back to the practice squad.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
If they already Sherman, who else again?
No, Sherman, they cut him.
I thought Sherman was on the
practice
squad.
He's gone. But they added another running back to the practice squad. There's something going on with Penny. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but there's some or they're just concerned about Gainwell's injury.
He got some carries last week, though.
Remember, he burned the Eagles when he played against Seattle.
Yeah. Ryan said Hurts will be fine. Defenses are throwing all kinds of different looks at him. It's up to Sirianni to adjust.
Now, since I've been home and I'm sitting at home and I get a little bored, I do certain things. So I'm listening to radio stuff this whole week, and people are calling in saying, "Oh, you can't get to the Super Bowl leaning on the running game."
Yes, you.
But yeah, you can. Yes, you
can.
Yes, you can.
Especially and when it gets
that's not what the NFL is now.
When it gets colder and stuff like that, that's when you rely on the running game more anyway.
Yes. But
I don't even listen. Dude, anytime a caller calls in and one of Peterson's right now. So anytime a caller calls into one of these shows, I'm like, oh, here we go.
Oh yeah.
Like every time.
Yeah.
Oh, let's bring up Tony from South Philly. Yeah, I think that like shut the fuck up. Shut up. Peterson. I don't know why. I don't understand why we're using Goddard. Why we're not using Goddard. He's open consistently. That's a concern. He had 4 catches last week. He only has 4 catches so far this season. You got to get Goddard involved, and that's what I'm going to say.
Because they're not clicking because they didn't participate in preseason. It'll get there.
Goddard and I think A.J. Brown breaks out this week.
Well, A.J. Brown went to the sidelines and flipped the frig out.
Yeah, I saw that. It wasn't that bad though.
No, it's.
Yeah, I think that's completely overblown.
People, Barstool Sports and all that dog shit fucking site.
You're number one.
Oh, they had to be separated. They didn't be separated.
No.
Sirianni walked over and talked to them, and he walked
Your
away.
wide receiver's going to get upset.
No one grabbed anybody. No one stood in the middle, and it stood
They're
between
best friends. They're best friends.
They were having a discussion.
It's not like what T.O. did.
Right. They were having a discussion.
I want my number one wide receiver to act like that.
I do too.
I want him to have
I do too.
Absolutely. Give me the fucking ball.
Would you rather him? Hey, I'm open. Hey, I was open. Why aren't you seeing me? What's going on? I understand. Everyone's frustrated, especially when your offense isn't clicking. If you have no fire, then what's the point?
I want him to act like that.
Yeah, I think
I don't mind fired up. I don't mind them kind of getting on each other and stuff. Like it's passion. That's football.
Go ahead.
DeAndre Swift can't rush for 175 fucking yards every week, though. They'll kill him.
You're not going to need that,
right.
But now that he has, guess what? Now you have to key on him.
You got to lean on him.
Which I didn't understand why he wasn't the starter in week 1 to begin with. But that's besides the point. It's over, done with. It's done. Now that you saw that, you're like, oh boy, like I
didn't realize he was like that, dude.
I did.
Like you always.
Dude, he's a great running back.
Swift is different.
If he's healthy, he's one of the top running backs in the league. He can break. He's a home run hitting running back too. He can break one at any time.
And I hear he's real good in the passing game too. We didn't see much of that.
No, he had a couple catches, two
catches, but it wasn't where he caught it and then he was gone. He caught the ball and then he got hit.
Yeah. All right, so why don't we do predictions? Sound good? Because we're getting kind of close here.
Yep.
Yeah, so Ryan did his earlier, 35. Hold on, the kids are carrying on upstairs. I got to yell at them.
Hey, Mom! The meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf!
Meatloaf.
Ma, the meatloaf! Fuck!
Fucking running around up there.
They're kids.
Goddamn animals. Goddamn animals.
I love my guys. I love my little dudes.
All right. Ryan said 35-17. Yeah, Lions 4.5. I'm taking a double-digit win for the Eagles. I think I'm going to say 31-17 Eagles. I don't think it's close. I think they take care of them easily. Bucks. Peterson said 30-17 Eagles over the Buccaneers.
28-21 Eagles.
28-21. So they still cover.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing as Gary. I'm going to go 28-20. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a complete blowout, but, I think they cover.
I'm just going to say this. Minnesota scored 20 or 28. That's right. Minnesota scored 28. Okay.
Yeah.
And Minnesota also fumbled. Jefferson fumbled on his way into the end zone.
He fumbled on his way in.
Wasn't there
Cousins
did
fumbled.
they give up 3 turnovers? Minnesota.
4. Yeah, 4 turnovers. Yeah, 7, right? In the first 2 games of the year. The Eagles do.
It was 8. Thought it was 8.
Yeah, I don't know. Bob Polsky's closer. 28-23. Eagles. That still covers. That
note, Eagles defense leads the league in turnover ratio.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Well, I'm just
like 10 minutes ago. Yeah,
I'm going to mention it again.
Yeah, you hear two brothers, Pete and Repeat. All we got to say is this.
Let's go, offense! Pull your head out of your ass!
All right. those are our picks. Cool. Good stuff. All right. While you were drunk, because we got a couple stories here, and then we'll do our picks and call it a show. So let's do that real quick. I got quite a few here. I'll go through them real
I
quick.
am not drunk, man. You trying to make me drunk.
It's time to catch up on some things you may have missed
Do you think a six-pack is acceptable?
while you were drunk.
I'm drunk and I love cats. What more do you need to know?
Charlie Manuel. I don't care. Charlie Manuel had a stroke this past week while undergoing a procedure. And thankfully, it seems like he's making a decent recovery. Uncle Chuck has been going back to Twitter and writing L and writing like random letters, which he used to do back in the day, like L. And everyone's like, no L, Chuck. We don't want to see L from you. Like, don't be taking no L's. Anyway, but it sounds like he's doing much better. I don't know how the status of his recovery is. Anything
Strokes
like that.
Strokes could be tough. You never know. It could be like a year almost.
Yeah. So, and especially at his age, man. Was he in his 80s now? If not close. Like, he's getting up there. So, hopefully he's doing all right. So thoughts are with Charlie Manuel, man. That kind of sucked to see that news come by this week, but again, sounds like he's going to be okay. So that's good stuff. We talked about Trayvon Diggs tearing his ACL. This is pretty awesome. My favorite NFL player of all time not only had a statue unveiled at Detroit this week, which was I don't know if you saw the statue.
It's got to be Barry Sanders.
Yeah. Did you see that?
It looks like he's breaking somebody's ankle on it.
The statue, I don't know how they made this thing and it's still standing upright. He's doing one of his cuts, so the base of the statue, and he's like out, and his ankle, like, his feet are like, oh, dude, it's nuts.
Like
it looks like there's a defender that just got his knee blown up on the other side of it.
Yeah,
like if there was a statue on the other side of it, it would be like
the size of him and the way he was able to cut.
If you look at the picture that statue is based off of, you would look at that and go, how does he not have broken ankles? Like Barry Sanders not have broken ankles. So the reason why I also bring that up is because in November,
breaking necks and cashing checks.
Obviously, we got the great Prime movie of Kelsey that we talked about last week. We reviewed it last week, which is awesome. It was such an awesome movie. Fantastic job. Connor Barwin, everyone involved did an awesome job with that. It was cool. Here at Sirianni, like
cursing and
these motherfuckers. The whole thing. But they're releasing a Barry Sanders movie on Prime in November.
Nice.
So be on the lookout for that in a few months.
Sorry, it took so fucking long.
Yeah, right. Dave Peterson, Tom McCarthy, the Phillies play-by-play announcer for television, told viewers that Charlie Manuel had been moved out of ICU.
That's great.
That's excellent. And then also Rob Thompson texted Manuel on Monday. Now, because he's improved, he can read his text messages. I think things are getting better, which is great.
Nice.
That's great to hear.
I'm doing all right.
I'm doing all right.
Fucking times I gotta tell you, I got fucking blood.
I hate to say this, but Sixers actually made a decent move. They signed.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
That's totally accident.
You like Oubre?
Yeah, Kelly Oubre averaged 20.3 points a game last year. I'm good with that.
Who's Smelly Oubre?
Smelly Oubre. You got Smelly Oubre on the team. Jesus Christ.
Well, you notice that it's a 1-year deal. You know what they're doing.
I know what they're doing, and I don't care because I'm not watching this year.
What?
But
tell me what are they doing?
Man, dude, when did Ryan become Gary?
Yeah, who gives a fuck? No, I'm with them, but I wanted to bring it up because that is a good move by the Sixers. That is a good move. A strong swing man off the bench. Again, Smelly Oubre. Is that what you call him?
Smelly Oubre.
I can't call the show that.
Look at Chase.
Jay said, we're talking basketball. Gary's going to call an Uber. Yeah. All right, let's move on. That's all I got. That's all I want to talk about.
Fucking NBA.
CJ Garner-Johnson is out for the year with a torn pec.
Good for him.
Wow. All right then.
What?
I guess we like him.
Put him out as fucking misery, that cocksucker. That's what you get. Look, I'm not. I don't care about.
Never wish.
I'm not a. I know, but I'm joking. Like I do it in jest. Like you don't want to see anyone get hurt, but the dude's an asshole, a complete asshole. I don't care. Good.
He is a good player.
He is.
But he's a cancer.
Oh, I love being a villain. Well, you could be the villain in the hospital
He's a
room.
locker room problem.
Be a villain
That's
at home
why the
now.
Saints got rid of him. That's why the Eagles didn't re-sign him.
Yep.
They thought
The Eagles didn't re-sign him because he thought he was worth more. I don't think that the Eagles.
They made him an
resigned
offer. They made him an offer.
Yeah.
And then his agent came out a week ago and said Eagles never made him an offer. But yet then they pulled up all tweets saying, "Oh no, he was offered this much and this," and then things are quiet.
He
I'm like,
thought he was worth more than what he was.
Yeah.
He took less money to go to Detroit than he would have gotten with the Eagles.
Yeah.
The Eagles pivoted and moved on, and then he was stuck.
Eagles made him an offer. He turned it around. He said, "Nope, I'm gonna hit the market." Hit the market. They re-signed Bradbury,
And then they didn't have the money to resign.
and then came back. They said, "No, we're good. Like we signed Bradbury. We have no more money to give you. Go fuck yourself."
He bluffed, and the Eagles didn't take it.
Right. So I don't think so. But that's my point. Like he. I don't know if he's a locker room cancer as much as he's just an
That's
asshole.
why the Saints got rid of him.
The Saints got rid of him because they didn't want to pay him.
Yeah.
I don't think that it was. I don't think that it was that he's a cancer. I think that they didn't want to pay him. It might have been a little bit of a cancer thing, him being a little bit of a big mouth, but the Eagles were willing to pay him.
Right. Oh, okay, Mike. I get what you're saying.
Yep.
Like we would have paid him.
Yeah, they would have. They would have. If he would have done it right then and there, he would have. Absolutely. Remember in 2014, it was a big deal. Malaysia lost a plane. Remember the flight disappeared and no one can find it?
Yeah.
I remember that.
They found it.
Finally?
Yep, they found it in a jungle in Cambodia.
He got my daughter in there!
Are you serious?
They found it in a jungle in Cambodia using Google Maps. They finally found it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody thought it was out like buried somewhere or in the sea somewhere, right?
That's what they were thinking, but apparently these slant pussy people found it.
Fucking slopes.
All right. A Patriots fan, this is not happy news. A Patriots fan was beaten to death by a Dolphins fan at a game on Sunday. Beaten to death in the stands while people
In
are
the
filming.
stands?
In the stands.
So people are filming and not helping.
Yep. So, you know where I'm going with this. If that was Philly,
I didn't
Jesus
even hear
Christ.
about it.
Hold on. Ryan said about the Malaysia flight. Well, they did the math. They found it. And Polsky just said, yeah, it wasn't Philly. That's why it's not getting attention. A dude was beaten to death in the stands. The guy was a season ticket holder who died. Season ticket holder for the Patriots. That like, what the fuck? Hey guys, we're going to. Hey Gary, on November 5th, you and I are going to Dallas. Hey guys, we're going to the game. Imagine not coming home because you die at the game.
Fuck, dude.
Like, what the fuck? It's fucking sports, man. Look, I know we do this every week. We have fun with it. We try not to, like, even after they lose, we still laugh the week after, right? We still have a good time. We still have fun. We still drink beers. I'm not killing someone because they're a Cowboys fan.
I'm not fist fighting in fucking stand.
I'm not fist fighting anyone over sports. Like, that's stupid.
All right, I'm leaving.
It's fucking stupid, man. Like, you killed someone. So my grandfather went to an Eagles game in 1980. And this is bad segue because it happened to Philly. But he was on his way into the vet. They were outside. Oh, they were at the Turf Club. He was at the Turf Club. And it was an Eagles-Dallas game. And there was a Dallas fan there. and he said he was standing behind this guy and he was going to get a beer. And the guy said something, turned his head, and the other guy popped him as he was turning his head, broke his neck. It was like a weird combo kind of thing. Broke the guy's neck, killed him on the spot.
Wow.
Over what?
Because he was a Dallas fan. Because he said something to him. Like, you just killed a guy. Now you're going to jail over fucking sports. Over something stupid. Did he hurt you personally? Like, over pride. Right? It's dumb. Like, there is a limit. Come on. We love sports as much as the next person, but fucking dumb. All right. So the last thing I had, I'm going to try to keep this brief. The Pro Football Hall of Fame and nominees were announced. I think there's something like 9 Eagles on the list.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, 173 players. So obviously I'm not going to go through them. Cunningham's on the list again. Let me see. If Rich Gannon, McNabb is on the list. Michael Vick, Romo. I don't think any of them are getting in. No. Running backs. The only running back from last year that's on the list. I'm sorry. No, none of them were on the list last year. But Jamal Charles is the newcomer. So all the other names I just named were on the ballot last year. Sean Alexander, Mike Allstott, Jamal Anderson. Like, none of these guys are getting in.
They're not
right.
Thomas Jones. Like, what? Thomas Jones.
Really?
Fred Taylor, Ricky Waters, Ricky Williams, Brian Westbrook, Chris Warren. They're not
Hall of Fame.
Jamal Lewis, good running back. He's not Hall of Fame. Priest Holmes, too short. Eddie George, Amon Green, Charlie Gardner, Corey Dillon. Wide receiver.
Charlie Gardner's even in consideration.
I know. Al Bundy from Polk High.
He's got a shot.
According to Mark. All right, wide receivers, newcomers, Brandon Marshall and Jordy Nelson. Nope, none of them. Bolden, let me see.
Jordy Nelson had a good couple years.
Irvin Fryer. Here's one. Dante Hall as a kick returner. Devin Hester was a finalist last year as a kick returner. Also, other finalists in the wide receiver group, Torrey Holt, Andre Johnson, Reggie Wayne. Also there, Hines Ward, Rod Smith, Jimmy Smith, Herman Moore, Charles.
There's some good names in there.
Chad Johnson, Andre Rison, until he got his house burnt down by Left Eye.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Smith. There's some really good names there. Are they Hall of Fame worthy?
Not one of them.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was thinking Jordy Nelson, but then I heard the rest of those names, and damn.
Newcomer for tight ends, Antonio Gates.
Yes.
He's a Hall of Famer. Ben Coates and Wesley Walls are the other two. Offensive line, I'm not going to go through that. Max Unger is the newcomer. Max Unger has I don't think he gets in. Lamas Brown, longtime tackle for the Lions. He has a shot. Jeff Saturday is on there. Mark Sharith. All right, defensive lineman newcomers. Nada, former Eagle. Julius Peppers.
Julius Peppers has got a shot.
He has a shot. Jared Allen, Dwight Freeney were both finalists last year. Casey Hampton's on the list. Simeon Rice. Let me go through here. Dana Stubblefield. Justin Tuck. Vince Wilfork. All right, linebackers. No newcomers. Jesse Armstead. Cornelius Bennett was really good. Keith Brooken was pretty good. Teddy Bruschi. I don't think they're Hall of Famers. James Harrison. William McGinnis. Ken Norton Jr. No. Spikes, Takeo Spikes, Mike Vrabel, Patrick Willis. Patrick Willis is on the list there. Bobby Boucher. Defensive backs. Come on, man. Show some love, please, for Eric Allen. Please.
Yeah.
Cam Chancellor, Antonio Cromartie and his 19 kids, Dre Bly, Rodney Harrison. Like, there's some really good names. Troy Vincent.
Yeah.
Darren Woodson was a finalist. I'm not going to read the kickers and special teams, but there you go. There's the NFL finalist list, and that is it for Why You Were Drunk.
Okay.
So, all right. So I guess that leaves us with our fantasy picks for the week, or fantasy picks. What the fuck?
Just pick 'em picks, yeah.
Draft picks. Pick 'em picks. Peter
made
picked
back a little bit of ground.
Peter picked the
Did you?
football
Yeah, I
home
didn't do
run
too well.
run.
I think I went
Yeah.
9-7 or something. I didn't do too great last week. So let's go at it. I can hear Ryan right now. Da, 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 da. I'm 20-12 on the year though. It's not bad.
Yeah, I think you're
Right,
second.
right.
Right?
All right, Giants, San Fran, going at it. We all took San Fran. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Tennessee, and that game's 3-3 by the way right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Tennessee and Cleveland. In Cleveland.
I actually went Tennessee.
Did you?
Yeah.
I like that Sean Watson blows up this game.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I think I actually do. I think it's a. Pulsey said all day tomorrow. Ryan's gonna be humming this. Polsky said Cromartie and his 19 kids. Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah,
for,
I think that losing
tough
Sean
one.
hurts them enough to where
Yeah, I had a tough one with that one. I just went with the home team. This was not an easy week. I gotta be honest.
Right.
This is a tough week. Atlanta and Detroit.
Yeah, I'm going Detroit.
Detroit as well. The Saints taking on Green Bay. Christian Watson's still not practicing. I'm fucking furious. Asshole.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's a hamstring. Get over it.
I like Jordan. I like the Green Bay Packers here.
Oh, you and your brother with the Jordan Love.
I'm
I'm
going.
going the Saints.
Yeah, Saints. Yeah, on the road in Green Bay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, that was a tough one. I think I just want the home team there. I don't. I think what's his face is coming back. The running back.
Aaron Jones.
I'm just calling him Almon Green.
Jesus.
Aaron Jones. Yeah, Almon Green. Yeah, Aaron Jones is coming back. Rashid. What did I call him? Rashid Jones is coming back.
Rashad Jones. Yeah.
Rashad Jones. Rashid Jones.
Rashid Jones,
Denver's on the road in Miami.
Yeah, that's easy.
Miami.
Sorry, Scott. Miami all day.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I don't know if Scott's still listening, but yeah. He even wrote earlier, he said, my Broncos suck. Dude, the Broncos blew a huge, big lead against Commanders last week. That was terrible. I was so rooting for Denver to win that game.
Of course you were. Yeah, I mean the NFC East is 7-1 right now.
This to me might be
the only loss was to each other.
Yeah. This might be the toughest game of the week.
You think?
Chargers, Minnesota.
2-0-2 teams.
2-0-2 teams in Minnesota.
I'm thinking the home team that have a little bit more rest.
I agree. I'm taking Minnesota too. Yeah, I can see the Chargers. But here's the thing: Eckler's not playing either. I don't think. I forgot about that. So that makes things a little easier. Austin Eckler might be out. So, yeah, I think Minnesota has enough fight to win this game. New England.
They got Justin Jefferson
taking on the Jets. Yeah, I think this is a big game for Jefferson too. I think Jefferson's going. He's already gone off the last 2 games. I think he finally scored a touchdown too. Patriots taking on the Jets in New York. Oh God! Look at this fucking picture.
The Jets defense.
Look at this one. Ah, stop! Damn it, dude! That was quite a shot right there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad solo shot.
Uh-oh.
All right.
New England.
What do you got? New England. That's New England. Yeah. Mark saw it. That was good. What do you got? Jets. You got the Jets? Yeah. You like Zach Wilson taking on that defense?
Jets defense is tough as well.
Jets defense is good.
It is good. Yeah, it's true. Peterson has the Pats. But Bills going to Washington, take on a 2-0 Commanders. What? 2-0 Commanders?
I'm taking Washington.
What? Yeah, I'm taking Buffalo.
I think Buffalo's falling apart a little bit, but I could see Washington winning, but nah, I'm down Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going Buffalo. Houston and Jacksonville in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
CJ Stroud, one of the league leaders in passing so far this year, which is nuts. He's one of the league leaders in yards per attempt, which is crazy as a rookie.
Trevor Lawrence is going to blow a knee, and he's going to have a series. He's going to have a season-ending injury.
Why do you say that?
Because his brother has him.
No. I mean, 2 first overall picks. Yeah, I mean, Jacksonville right now is.
Yeah, I'm going Jacksonville. Colts, Ravens in Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Peterson says Bills, and Peterson has the Jags. I also have Baltimore as well. We're almost in line with most of our picks. Maybe it wasn't that bad of a week. Carolina taking on Seattle. By the way, Carolina's quarterback
Might be out, yeah.
And even if he was playing, he's averaging the third least amount of yards per attempt in NFL history.
But they and they got the biggest douchebag as a head coach.
Yeah, you're not a fan? Not a fan? I think the biggest douchebag as a coach is in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Is Reich? Isn't Reich cooking? Reich?
Yeah, you don't like Frank Reich? Why?
No.
What do you mean enough?
No.
He's a good coach, man. I like Frank Reich.
Why is he not? Why is Gary not facing the microphone?
I know.
I'm facing a microphone.
No, we couldn't hear. I couldn't hear.
I'm having issues with my back.
Peterson said has the Seahawks. Wait, I have Seattle too. You?
Yes.
Yeah. Chicago and Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God.
What? There's so much drama.
Justin Fields blamed coaching. The defensive coordinator leaves the team.
Quit.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what I think the spread's 14.
Jesus.
I might
still take the
still take the Chiefs. I think this is going to be a complete blowout. Justin Fields. I think things are becoming true that we thought about him. Like he's a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
So, you give him DJ Moore. What was that? Yeah, in Arrowhead. Yeah, 14.5-point dogs. I think it might be 12, but
it's a shame because like Chicago was. They put a big emphasis of being a high quality football team for many, many years.
Yeah, Chicago, yeah.
And I don't know. Like Chicago had one. Like I feel like Chicago, the Bears are overrated from their. Have they been that good for that?
The Justin Cutler years.
Justin, I don't know who Justin is, but Jay.
Jay Justin Cutler. Who the fuck is Justin Cutler? Why am I saying Justin? Jesus Christ.
Sean's
Dude,
off his game too.
I swear to God, I've had 3 beers tonight.
Like even the Cutler
Justin
years.
Cutler.
Even the Cutler years, but they still sold tickets. You know what I mean, Mike?
It's
Because
the
the fans love them.
It's Jay's brother who licks windows.
The fans love the Jets too, but the Jets are going to jet.
Well, I'm just saying, like that's a good venue for football. That's all.
Soldier Field.
Okay, but the team's still the team's notoriously been bad. Sorry.
I'm not arguing with that. I'm just saying it's a shame that it's come to where it's at now. That's all.
Dallas.
Fuck them.
Dallas travels. That's what I'm saying. Speaking of fuck them, fuck both these teams. I hope Arizona goes 0-17 because fuck Jonathan Gannon.
Douchebag.
You know what? I hope Dallas annihilates them. Dallas going on the road to take on the Cardinals.
No, I want Arizona to win, but there's no way it happens.
No, it's not going to happen. So I hope Dallas completely obliterates.
So you want Dallas to be 3-0?
It doesn't matter. They're going to be 3-0 anyway.
You picked them to win the Super Bowl, Gary. You don't get to say.
Yeah. What do you? Yeah, you. Now I'm going to tell you right now.
Doesn't look so bad right now, does it?
No. Look at the first 2
It doesn't
games.
look so bad right now, does it?
I'm sorry.
It don't matter. A win is a win.
Who did they have last week?
It don't matter, sure. It don't matter.
They had the Giants.
The Eagles won 2
in
games.
week 1.
The Eagles won 2 games sloppily.
And they had the Jets with Zach Wilson last week.
A win is a win.
Well, Gary, I mean, yeah, if you're a Cowboys fan, a win's a win. We understand.
That's right. A win's a win if you're a Cowboys fan. Yeah, yes, you are.
No,
yeah, you are.
Where's
Yeah,
your
you are.
fucking
Yes,
starter
you are.
jacket, you piece of shit?
Yeah, where's your Cowboys?
Take that
starter?
fucking hat off. Take that off in my house. Take that off.
Take it off.
Take it off.
Okay, you feel man enough? Take it off.
I'll break your back like fucking Bane. I was wondering what would break first, your mind or your back. Your mind or your spirit. Yeah, I'm going Dallas. Pittsburgh takes on Vegas. In Vegas, I'm going Vegas.
I am too.
I think last week was a fucking
take Vegas because Pittsburgh closed.
They did win a big game last week. I didn't see that coming. Eagles, Tampa Bay, we talked about. And the other Monday night game, again, Eagles are on 7:15 on Monday. Don't forget, people.
That's early.
Because there's another Monday night game. Rams against Cincinnati. 1-1 Rams. This was a tough one for me. Rams 1-1, Cincinnati 0-2. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Maybe I'm like thinking of last year too much when the Rams sucked and the Bengals were good.
Rams have a running game now. They have a good receiver. Stafford's back, right?
They got a good receiver and Cup's out still.
Yeah,
that Nekula guy's been
that dude's
well.
Yeah, Akula. What the fuck is his name?
Nekula.
Bless you.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful day. Hakuna Matata.
But in Cincy. Los Angeles traveling to Cincy now. I'm taking Cincy.
I like Cincinnati at home Monday night. I think Burrow has a comeback. I think Chase blows up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think Cincinnati has a big day.
I trade him for Tebow and any end.
Peterson also has the Bengals. And you have the Bengals as well, Mike?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, awesome. All right, boys. Well, we had a good time tonight on Thursday night. It felt like a Friday.
Hey, watch Cocaine Bear.
Oh, Cocaine Bear was ridiculous.
That ambulance scene.
Oh my God. Yeah, Mike, did you see Cocaine Bear yet?
No, like it looks so stupid.
It is, but it's fun.
Mike, it's an old school 80s low budget movie.
Grab popcorn and watch it,
but
and
you
laugh.
will laugh.
You'll laugh. It's entertaining. It's very entertaining.
Okay.
It's entertaining. It's dumb. Like, let's just kill a Friday night or Saturday night. Like tomorrow night, you don't have a show. Like, watch it tomorrow night, dude. She'll laugh. Like, it's so.
What? Watch it with the wife?
Yes. Yeah. You can watch, not the kid, with the wife.
Yeah.
Dude, she'll laugh. She'll be like, "This is fucking so bad, it's good." Like,
Okay.
it's one of those. Like,
I'll let her know.
and it's crazy that Elizabeth Banks directed that movie. I have to eat that.
Yo, the cop. He's the guy from fucking The Wire.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, he's great in that. Dude, he's looking old though, man.
Yeah.
The Wire was out 20 years ago. All right, we got great Peterson. Gents, have a great week. See you guys next Friday. Fly Eagles fly. Let's go Phillies. Thank you.
I'm
Kane
skipping
Kalas.
again next Friday, guys.
Okay.
I'll be in Carolina.
Fucking your cousin again, aren't you?
Yeah.
Next time you found with your chin on the ground, there's a lot to be learned, so look around. I hope. That's Dave Peterson.
Nice.
Dave Parr, great show, guys. Polsky, great show, guys. Another amazing interview. Thank you, man. That was, I was happy to get him, man.
I thought it was better. It was better than I expected it to be, for sure. You never know what to expect with somebody that's, he had great stories. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I think because I met him and I talked to him for a little bit.
You knew what to expect.
I knew what to expect. Yeah, I knew he's going to be a good guest. So, yeah.
Well, Mets just tied the game.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, but thank you so much to Kane Kalas for spending the time with us. Thank you guys, everyone who listened live on a Thursday night, which is rare for us. And of course, if you're downloading the show, we expect quite a bit of downloads this week.
And Polsky just named our show.
You're a Kalas kid?
Yes. That's the name of the show.
All right. Only I got to spell it correctly.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next Friday, normal times, normal bat time, normal bat channel. Corner Plus Sports says, see ya, Mike.
Penis out.
Nice. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on Thursday night. All right, podcast is done. We're not doing boner coverage tonight, but this was fun, man. This was a good show. So
Yeah, man.
when you're up, oop, here goes another rubber tree plant. He had high hopes. He had high hopes. He had. All right, Mark requested it, so I had to do the Harry voice for him to call out the show.
I'll try and continue to get this internet stuff figured out.
I dropped some trowel. Lenny, get over here. Put some tobacco juice on this cob. Spit some of that on there for these whores. Put it on there for the whore. All right, guys. Mikey. She's on her way. All right. Mike's
all right.
Oh, there you
yeah,
are.
I'm back. Fucking internet.
All right, man. All right, Mikey. I'll see you. I'll see you in the bathroom stall.
I don't know what that means, but all right.
Didn't you go? Let's go to Penn State.
All right, guys. Go Phils. Go Eagles.
All right, Mikey, I'll see you on Monday night. We'll talk about a place to go, and we're out of here. Thanks, guys.
All right.